The camera gave me the psychological permission slip to do that.
Right.
So if I was doing that same thing, ranting and raving to myself without somebody filming me, then there'd be no difference between me and the crazy man.
Right.
So it's always been about finding ways to legitimize these meanderings and diving into free association, which is what these riffs are in my videos. It's stream of consciousness in a very real sense. I try to put myself in an altered state before I do it. And you talk about flow, whether you're a freestyle rapper in flow or a jazz musician or an elite athlete, flow is characterized by getting outside yourself. And by outside yourself, I mean beyond the monkey mind, beyond the inner chatter, beyond the inner critic and the questioning mind, this excessive rumination and self-consciousness that keeps you deliberating whether you should ever get out and do something. Just overthinking and too much scenario planning, too much neocortical hardware, as Jamie Wheel calls it, cul-de-sacs and error messages running on repeat in your brain and holding you back. I mean, we've all suffered from anxiety and self-consciousness and even depression, all stem from excessive rumination. But when you finally catch that wave and you're the surfer, there's no time to think anymore. You just start being. The doer and the seer merge. The other thing that happens when you're in flow is your sense of time disappears. So there's selflessness, there's timelessness, there's a sense of effortlessness, right, and flow, and there's a sense of information richness. The kind of associations you're able to make, right, creativity is just connecting things, increases. And for somebody like me whose disposition is timid and who would clearly identify in my childhood as somebody who was really self-conscious, like just thinks too much, right? Sometimes in a way that was not useful to me, socially and or creatively. I was a stiff. I was uptight. I was the guy who never danced at parties, right? So everybody's having ecstatic moment of no mind on the dance floor, and I'm just thinking, oh, I'm not gonna do that. It looks silly. Worried about what other people think and so on and so forth. And sometimes it takes finding the right tool or instrument or medium that you fall in love with so much that is stronger than your self-consciousness and your resistance so that you can finally break through.